Imagine a woman who turned silence into a weapon sharper than any headline. Victoria Beckham, the original posh, the one who watched empires rise and fall without ever blinking. She's dodged paparazzi storms, rebuilt her name from spice to couture queen, and never once let the world see her sweat. But on one crisp October night in 2025, the ice cracked. Not with a scream, not with a leaked text, but with a single Netflix drop that hit harder than any gala mic ever could. The screen lit up, the story unfolded, and suddenly the whispers about Meghan Markle weren't just gossip anymore. They were receipts, and the woman who'd stayed quiet for years, she finally let the truth breathe. What Victoria revealed wasn't just fashion or fame. It was betrayal, buried for half a decade, now clawing its way to the surface. One click, millions watching, and the royal feud everyone thought was dead, it just came back swinging. May 19, 2018. The sun is blazing over Windsor. Cameras flashing like lightning. And there she is, Meghan Markle, gliding down the aisle in a veil longer than most red carpets. But look past the bride for a second. Front row, navy dress sharp as a blade, that unmistakable half-smile. Victoria Beckham, not just a guest, a signal. Because behind the scenes, weeks earlier, Victoria had already rolled out the velvet rope. Meghan was Hollywood royalty crashing into actual royalty, and Victoria knew the crash landing could bruise. So she slid into DMs with a private arsenal, her go-to stylists who'd hidden her own post-baby curves, PR lifeguards who'd kept her marriage scandals off front pages, even the discreet facialist who erased jet lag in an hour. Packages started landing at Kensington Palace, VB sketches tucked inside like secret love notes. By July, they're courtside at Wimbledon, knees touching, giggling over Pims like they've known each other since girl band days. Meghan name-drops Victoria's trench coats in Vogue, sales spike, Victoria's team pops champagne. It wasn't charity. It was sisterhood forged in flashbulbs. Two women who'd both been chewed up by fame, deciding to hand each other the map out. For one glittering summer, it looked unbreakable. But even the tightest knots start with a single loose thread. Late 2018, the leaks started small. A blind item about Meghan's palace jitters. A whisper about her skipping protocol. Then boom. Front page details only a tight circle could know. Meghan's radar locked on one name. Victoria Beckham. Reports claim a tipster swore VB had swapped stories over tea with a Fleet Street vet. No proof, no text, just smoke. But smoke was enough. Harry picks up the phone, dials David. The call's short, sharp. Did your wife talk? David's answer? A thunderclap denial that rattles the line. Victoria hears it secondhand, stunned. She'd spent months armoring Meghan, only to be painted the mole. No confrontation, no tea-spilling showdown.
Just distance.
Invites dry up. Wimbledon giggles turn to ghosted messages. By spring 2019, the Beckhams are erased from the royal WhatsApp. Insiders say Meghan iced her out clean. No explanation, no goodbye. Victoria swallows the sting. Tells friends it's royal business. But the betrayal burrows deep. She'd opened doors, handed keys, and now the locks were changed. And the worst part? The press kept printing leaks, none ever traced to her. Yet the damage stuck like tar. Years later, a source close to VB spilled, she never leaked a word. But Meghan believed what she wanted. That single phone call split a friendship like a seam under strain. And once the thread pulled, the whole thing started to unravel. 2020 hits, Megxit explodes, and the Sussexes vanish to California sunshine. Montecitio mansions, Oprah couches, Netflix deals. Meanwhile, in London, Victoria keeps her head down, sketches flying, empire expanding. No subtweets, no shade, just silence. Tabloids poke. What really ended the Beckham-Markle bromance? Crickets from both camps. For 4 years, the freeze holds like Arctic ice. Early 2023, a flicker. Rumors say Meghan's team floats feelers. Coffee in LA, maybe a joint charity drop. Victoria's open sources whisper. The sting's faded, life's moved on. But David and the boys? Stonewall. That 2019 call still burns. We're done protecting people who point fingers, one insider leaks. Brooklyn's wedding comes and goes, no Sussex invite. Nicola Peltz posts VB designs. Meghan stays off the grid. 224, the chill deepens. Meghan's lifestyle brand teeters. Her cooking show leaks lukewarm reviews. Victoria's denim line sells out in hours. Side-by-side pap shots. VB striding into Paris Fashion Week. Meghan dodging cameras outside a Pilates studio. No words, but the contrast screams. Fans start threads. Meghan ghosts everyone who helps her. VB likes none of it. Spring 2025, another olive branch. Reports claim Meghan hosts Brooklyn and Nicola for a Montecito dinner. Organic rosé, vegan tacos, zero Victoria mention. Some call it a power move. Peel the kids away, sidestep the matriarch. Victoria hears, shrugs, tells friends, water under the bridge. But the bridge stays unbuilt. David posts throwback family pics, captions cryptic, loyalty above all. Translation, doors closed. By summer, the silence calcifies. No joint events, no accidental run-ins, no happy birthday stories. Meghan's circle, Oprah Serena, never tags VB. Victoria's inner circle never tags back. The feud isn't loud. It's vacuum sealed. And in that vacuum, speculation festers. Was the freeze mutual? Did Meghan ever apologize? Did Victoria ever ask? No one knows. Because for half a decade, the only sound between them has been the click of cameras catching two women walking in opposite directions. Until one October evening, the ice finally cracks. October 9th, 2025. Netflix drops the bomb. Victoria Beckham, The Untold Empire. No red carpet premiere, no pre-release leaks. Just a quiet push and 208 million hours devoured in 14 days. The doc is raw. Spice auditions, empty fashion show seats, David's red cards, the nights she cried in hotel bathrooms. But the real gut punch? The subtext. Every frame of Victoria's climb screams what Meghan's projects keep stalling on. Seamless reinvention, zero victim card, cut to Montecito. Insiders leak to radar. Meghan is triggered, humiliated, hurt. Her own cooking show, With Love Meghan, limps to a second season with half the buzz. Canned jam jokes still haunt comment sections. Victoria's denim drop sells out in 6 hours. Meghan's lifestyle brand restocks gather dust. Side-by-side screenshots flood TikTok. VB in crisp white at her premiere. Meghan in near-identical white at a Forbes summit. Caption, copy or coincidence? The algorithm chooses violence. Press piles on. The cut calls Victoria. The blueprint Meghan keeps sketching but never builds. A blind item surfaces. Emergency Montecito Zoom at 2 a.m. PR team scrambling talking points. Lawyers on speed dial. No denial, no clapback, just silence that reads like panic. Victoria never says Meghan's name once in the doc, yet every success lands like a slap. Ratings eclipse Harry's polo series. Critics crown VB the quiet comeback queen. Meghan stans try ratio wars. They drown under VB stan armies waving receipts. Then the trolls go nuclear. Deep fake edits splice Meghan's old interviews over Victoria's doc footage. I don't see myself as a victim. Morphs into VB's Empire montage. Views hit 40 million. A fashion editor tweets, Victoria just proved you can rebuild without burning the palace down. The quote trends for 3 days. Meghan's team reportedly drafts a response, kills it, drafts again. Nothing drops. The longer the quiet stretches, the louder Victoria's triumph roars. One documentary, 0 words about the Duchess, and the old betrayal narrative flips. Who really froze who out? The reckoning isn't shouted. It's streamed, binged, and weaponized. And the final frame lingers on Victoria smiling at her atelier window, sunlight on racks of sold-out coats. Cut to black. Montecito stays dark. November 4th, 2025. Windsor Castle glows under winter sun. Sir David Beckham kneels, sword taps shoulder. The knighthood years in the making finally lands. Cameras zoom on Victoria beside him. Silk dress her own design, but the hat. That powder blue jacquard from Meghan's wedding day, 2018. Same brim, same tilt, same quiet flex. Metro screams, re-wore Meghan hat! InStyle dissects every stitch. X explodes. Tribute or torpedo? No comment from VB, just a soft smile for the lens. That night, David posts one photo. Him, Victoria, kids around a candlelit table, laughter frozen mid-burst. Caption, truth finds its way, no tags, no emojis. But the algorithm knows. Threads decode every pixel. The 2019 call, the ghosting, the Netflix sting. Likes hit 2 million in an hour. A supermodel pal comments 3 blue hearts. A London designer reposts, kindness isn't weakness. Meghan's circle. Radio silence. Oprah's feed untouched. Serena's stories skip the ceremony. Harry's spotted at LAX, hoodie up, jaw locked, no words for paps. Montecitio PR reportedly convenes at dawn. Talking points drafted, shredded, redrafted. One leak claims a cease and desist floats, then vanishes. Another says Meghan stares at the hat photos for 20 minutes, says nothing, closes the laptop. Friends text, "You okay?" Crickets. The longer the quiet, the heavier it lands. Victoria's silence now reads like strategy. Meghan's like surrender. Fashion blogs crown VB the Shade Queen. One accessory, 0 syllables. Full checkmate. A blind item drops. Duchess demands crisis meeting after accessory ambush. No confirmation. Just more stillness. David adds a second post days later. Throwback of him and Victoria at the 2018 reception. Her in that same hat, his arm tight around her waist. Caption, "Some moments age better." The internet translates, "Receipts don't wrinkle." By week's end, doors quietly close. A London gala uninvites a Sussex-linked sponsor. A luxury brand pauses, Meghan talks, signs VB instead. No press release, just contracts rerouted. Victoria never tweets, never stories, never explains. She lets the hat do the talking, the posts do the shading, the silence do the slamming. And in the vacuum, one truth crystallizes. When Victoria Beckham finally moves a chess piece, the board resets without her ever raising her voice. Here's the thing about silence. It's never really empty. It echoes, it weighs, it waits. Victoria Beckham spent half a decade letting the frost settle, letting the world fill the gaps with guesses. Then she pressed play on a documentary, slipped on a 7-year-old hat, and let the quiet do the screaming. No mic drop, no name in lights, just receipts stitched into every frame, every smile, every sold-out rack. Meghan's empire of words suddenly looked like a house of cards in a Montecitio breeze. And the real reveal? Betrayal doesn't need a press release when the truth has its own runway. Look closer and you see the bigger picture. 2 women who once swapped secrets over strawberries and cream, now orbiting different suns, one rebuilt in couture and knighthoods, the other still chasing the glow she once borrowed. Victoria didn't need to say, "I told you so." She just showed up, head high, legacy louder than any headline. The Duchess who taught the world to speak her truth. She's learning the cost of silencing the wrong ally. So here's the question that lingers long after the credits roll. When the cameras finally pan away, who protected who? Was Victoria shielding a friend, or shielding herself from a story that would have broken sooner? Drop your take below. Team Ice Queen or Team Olive Branch? Hit subscribe, because Hollywood's next secret is already unzipping. And trust me, the quiet ones always save the loudest for last.